Four, three, two, one. Hey, what's going on, Up Down Nation? It's the Up Down King. Hey, I'm coming to you live from outside today. I feel like it's a beautiful day here in Central Texas. We got some beautiful weather going on, and so I wanted to enjoy it while I can. Hey guys, I'm going to talk about something today that's been on my mind. Y'all know I have done the knockout bullying campaign, and I want to keep that going. Hey, what's going on? Hey, so here's what I'm going to say today. Okay, guys, I'm on this bullying kick. Sorry, I gotta move some stuff around. Got a little breezy weather going on. Um, guys, bullying is a crisis. Um, Earlier this week, a young person lost their lives. I'm not going to go into details, um, but a young person in our nearby community lost their life to bullying and it, uh, suicide. And personally, that's kind of sad to me. I just gotta deal with this as I lost connectivity. Somebody give me a shout out so you can hear me. Um, but guys, this is like a personal deal for me. Um, I don't know why this week in particular touched my heart. I've been reading a bunch of stuff on social media and different things. Um, Let me see if it's back up. Uh, Sorry about that. I'm trying to see if I'm back up. Waiting on a response. Ah, we got it. All right. But guys, what I wanted to put out there is a couple things. Why is bullying a crisis? I feel like it is the one of the biggest crises our young people face. It ranks right up there with drugs and alcohol abuse, and I want to put this out there. Okay, uh, I want to talk about some of the statistics because I don't think we're always aware of the statistics of bullying. Okay, um, I'm gonna give you some statistics real quick from the Department of Education and a couple other reliable sources that I use. Um, First off, I want to tell you the statistics show 1/3 of all students ages 12 to 18 report being bullied in the last 6 months. I personally believe that number is higher. 10% of students say they have been recently been pushed, tripped, or spit on in their local schools. Guys, that's terrible. That's terrible. 60%. I just want to put this out there: the kids that are bullying, 60% of those who are known bullies end up with at least one conviction, criminal conviction, by the age of 24. 60%. That's over half. So if that person that's committing acts of bullying are out there, they're 60% likely to be convicted of a major crime. I think I've lost the feed again. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm getting an unreliable feed out here today. Uh, hey, I got you. Um, 2/3, guys. Um, 2/3 of school shooters. 2/3 of school shooters. Um, School shooting suspects. Uh, 2/3 of school shooting suspects. 2/3, mind you. 2/3 of school shooting suspects report being bullied. 2/3 of school shooting suspects report being bullied. 30% of bully victims report that they've carried a weapon to school at one time or another. 30% of bullying, 30% of bullying suspects have brought a weapon to school recently. 160,000. I want you to remember this number. 160,000 160,000 kids a day miss school because they're being bullied. 280,000 students are attacked each month in school. 280,000. 43%, which is almost half, and I'm going to bet that it's half of all students are afraid to go to the bathroom at school because of bullying issues. Every 7 minutes, there's a student, a child somewhere being bullied. Bullying victims, 11% of bullying victims, guys, say that there was some adult intervention. 4% say their peers intervened, and 85%. Listen to that number, guys. 85% of bullying victims say no one intervened on their behalf. What does that tell you? What does that personally say to you? It says we're not doing enough. We're not doing enough, and I'm angry about that. I'm angry about it. I don't want to go over the statistics of who's a bully, who's getting bullied, who's not getting bullied. Guys, if 1 in 3 or 1/3 of kids say they're being bullied, that's a crisis. That's a crisis. What are some guys? I don't know. What are some solutions? What are some solutions? First off, I want to go into. I want to talk about the suicide rate. I want to talk about the suicide rate. Okay, 20% of high school kids say they've thought about suicide. I believe it's higher. Even at 20%, that's too high. Suicide is the number 2 cause of death among young people. And the overwhelming majority of kids that say they're being bullied, you know, let me go back here because I'm stumbling on my words a little bit. But of that 20%, or I believe it's higher, who have thought about suicide, the majority of those students have been bullied. Students that have been bullied are somewhere between 2 and 9%. We don't really know because sometimes suicide just happens and we don't know why. But the statistics say 2 to 9% chance, higher risk of committing suicide by those who are bullied. And by the way, suicide doesn't just affect the students that are being bullied. The percent of students that are bullying other kids, their percent of suicide, their suicide rate is even higher. So the people doing the bullying are more likely to commit suicide than the people they're bullying. Now, I want to get into some more statistics, okay? We're so quick to say, what can the school's not doing enough? We're so quick to say the school's not doing enough. My perspective as a teacher and a coach is you're probably right. But there's some reasons for that. Instead of sitting back and blaming the school and saying they're not doing enough, let's look at some of the reasons why it's hard to stop bullying, educators and administration to stop bullying. First off, most of the time bullying occurs when adults aren't around. I mean, bullying is like every crime, it's opportunistic. Bullying is opportunistic. I don't know too many kids that are going to bully other students when other people are watching. Now, I will say this, students are not very smart because a lot of it goes on under surveillance, under cameras. And we need to do a better job of monitoring those cameras. We need to do a better job of monitoring hallways. The schools, I believe, are failing to fix this problem because of a lot of different reasons. The schools as an educator, I understand this. There's a lot of different reasons why. Hey, how you doing, Ariana Keller? First time. I don't believe I've seen you on here, but glad you can join us. We're trying to solve this crisis of bullying, and as an educator and a coach, I really I really feel like schools are failing us. I feel like schools are failing our communities, but it's not necessarily because of the schools themselves. It's because of different things. Uh, I just hit on the fact that most bullying occurs with students when adults aren't around. Um, we as educators have never been. I don't believe we're truly trained on how to recognize it. There's bullying going on. We may not always recognize it. Sometimes we dismiss it as kids being kids, and it's not necessarily the case. So we need to take a closer look at that. Um, I believe sometimes our hands as educators and administrators and teachers, um, sometimes I think is as educators and teachers is part of the problem is our hands are tied on what we can do. Okay. I truly believe there's this fear of legal litigation out there that sometimes we can't address the problem as thoroughly as we should. I think there's a lack of trust. I think our kids don't trust us as teachers and adults, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. I believe we also have this syndrome. I call it the cried wolf syndrome. A lot of times kids they'll walk through the halls and go, they're bullying me, they're bullying me. I believe if you're truly being bullied, take the time to talk to someone aside, and it doesn't bring you. My name uh, my name is Coach Williams or Kevin Williams. I'm doing a social media thing um to help young people. Um, but I call it the cry wolf syndrome. Guys, if you're truly being bullied, don't be afraid to talk to someone. But let's reframe frame how we do that so that we can take it kind of more serious. Um, I believe again, there's the legal aspect of it. I believe the schools don't budget enough to address the problem. You know, um, I think the schools need to revamp our bullying programs. They don't always work. I'm gonna give some solutions to that in just a minute, but I'm going down reasons why the schools have failed us. Um, because I, again, firsthand experience here. Um, most students who are our bullies, here's part of the problem is number one, they don't have guidance at home. Okay, they don't have guidance at home. Responsible parents and parents who care about their kids are involved in their kids' lives. And a lot of times, what I see is their parents are so strung out and busy and don't have time and don't pay attention to their kids that they you know um kids are permitted to behave badly even in school. We kind of feel like, well, we gotta we don't want a parent to complain or anything because we're doing this. um I feel like parents are quick to defend their kids unnecessarily. Sit down and get the whole story before we jump to conclusions. um a lot of kids that bully are victims of violence and bullying at home from from their parents, from their relatives, from their other ones. Okay. And I think the other biggest problem that we have that schools can't solve the bullying problem is we tend to focus so much on the negative aspects of bullying, we're not doing things to prevent it to begin with. There's that aspect. There's so many things. We're not intervening. We're disciplining instead of intervening. We need to intervene. I believe it. I tell my teacher, and he did nothing about it. I believe that. That's a common theme. It's a common thing. We don't Kids don't feel like we take these things serious. Okay. Um, I want to go back to what are some things that solutions. Let's talk about solutions today, guys. I want to talk about some solutions. Um, First off, guys, some solutions. One of the solutions is any type of program needs to be student led and adult guided. Student led and adult guided. Okay. What do I mean? What do I mean by that? Well, schools. I'm going to say this: schools. we tend to do these what I call sit and get atmospheres. When it comes to bullying, we like to show a little video make you cry, and show you videos of kids holding up little signs that says I was bullied, I had a bad day at school, and okay, we got it. But I'm here to tell you from my experience in multiple school districts, that doesn't work. What we need to do is put together a program that's student led interaction. What do I mean by interaction? Let the students interact with each other. Teach them how to interact in a positive way. Teach them how to be inclusive in a positive way. Now, you'll get some resistance at first, but I'm telling you, the more you build a positive culture and positive interaction, that's going to change that atmosphere. But when all you have is negativity, it's not going to work. Okay. Um, Interactive prevention. Parents need to become more involved. Parents need parents need to become more involved, guys. It you know a lot of parents don't pay attention to their kids. They don't know what's going on in their lives. I've been guilty of that. I'm a divorced dad. I don't always know what's going on in my son's life, but I try to catch up as much as I can. Man, that let's see. Um One of the things I think parents need to start doing, and they don't want to hear this. I grew up okay without electronic devices in my life. The majority of you of adults in this world grew up without cell phones and constant electronic devices. One of the things I'm going to say is parents need to monitor their kids' electronic devices. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Parents need to monitor their kids' electronic devices. I'm gonna one up that, and I'm gonna say schools need to quit letting kids use their electronic devices at school. Schools need to stop letting kids use their personal electronic devices at school. There's no purpose for it. I don't care what anyone says. There's no purpose for a kid to be on a cell phone in class. There's no purpose for a kid to have a phone. My experience has been the districts I've worked in where they don't allow electronic devices don't have as big an issue as the ones that do. And you can say what you want. Oh, I need to get a hold of my kid. Well, you know what? There's a school phone number. Okay. Uh, Parents need to limit their kids' electronic devices. Schools need to limit the use of the personal electronic devices at school. It's so much easier to monitor what kids do on Chromebooks and school issued iPads and school computers. And that's going to eliminate a lot of the problem. Because I've seen it personally where there's text goes out or some kind of Snapchat goes out and it's affected kids directly at school. Parents need to limit, schools need to limit personal electronic devices at school. There is no need for them. And I'm tired of it because it's just a distraction. It distracts away from the learning environment and gives kids a tool to harm each other. Parents need to volunteer more at school. Parents need to volunteer more at school. Plain and simple. Show up at your kid's school. Um, we need more mentor programs. I don't feel like we have enough. Um, I don't feel like we have enough mentor programs for young people. I don't. We don't. Kids don't have mentors anymore, guys. They don't have someone they can go to. Um, we need programs for younger kids. We need programs for younger kids. Statistics show bullying actually starts in the at pre-K and kindergarten because that's where they first learn to exclude each other from groups. And no, finally, I'm going to say keep asking questions. If you don't like the results you're getting from your kid's school, keep asking questions. I know this is geared towards parents today. It's geared towards a big issue, guys. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing kids lose their lives. Tired of seeing kids be affected negatively because of this crisis. And guys, hey, I just want to give a shout out to our Ariana Keller. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us today, um, guys. But keep asking questions at your kids' school. We don't have to accept this crisis. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I'm going to keep harping this. In fact, this is going to be my life's mission at this point. Is I want to resolve this bullying issue. I believe that if we work together, we can end this. Um, we can end this crisis, guys. It truly is a crisis. I don't want to see one more life lost to bullying. I don't want to see one more child harm because of bullying, guys. I don't know what else to say. This is the Up Down King. Thank you for joining me. Gucci Manichi.